Mr. Eggplant presents...
Hey guys, Tyler here. Thanks for checking out my video. And this is going to be officially the first Mythic Plus that I have been putting on my channel for Season 2. And this is actually approximately 2 weeks ago. So I'm a little bit behind on my upload, so I do apologize for that, guys. But as you can see here, this is a +9 Atal'Dazar. We are doing this with my Canadian buddies, and we do pretty well on this one. We do time it, which will... also unlock our first 10 that we will do this season. It ended up being a mother load. I did not get a recording of it, unfortunately, but it was definitely cool with the new reaping affix. It's an affix that I really like. So for the week that you're seeing here in the video, we are in Tyrannical, Raging, and Volcanic. And we do time this, so sorry, spoiler alert if that does ruin that for you. Although we had some interesting things happen during this fight here with Razan. So we go ahead and we lust at the very beginning. And also keep in mind, guys, that I've been trying to tweak my rotation whenever I'm doing, whether it be Mythic Plus or in Raid, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'm doing my best to continue to learn to use some of the Azerite traits that I have effectively. I know for a fact that I have not been using In the Rhythm effectively, and I've been pretty much not using it at all, properly at least. So I definitely have some things to work on as a player, so please bear with me. I know I do get some comments on some of the other videos saying, oh, you should do this, you should do this, and I do appreciate you guys leaving me that feedback, and I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. So you're going to see here where one of the issues we had with Razan, where he's just going to stop. It may not be this one, but it's definitely going to be... Actually, yeah, I think it will be right here. Watch. So I'm gonna block it with my turtle, and then look at this. He just stands there. He's just like, you know what? I think I'm just going to chill for a bit. And I did notice that if you would have brought one of the raptors to my right here, about to where I'm standing now, they would just sit there and evade as well. So I don't know if there's just like a dead spot in this area of the of Atal'Dazar. All I can say is definitely don't bring the boss over there like that again if it's going to continue to do that. I know that it is Tyrannical a week again this week, and I've not done Atal'Dazar yet to know if they fixed it or not. But that was just something that I saw in the video, and you know when the fight was live when we were doing it here. So for the build that I'm running, guys, I am running the Unerring Vision build. I'm running 3 of those. I'm running 2 in the Rhythm, and I believe I'm running 1 Treacherous Covenant, which is the basically free Flask Plus from Raid. And I will probably end up dropping it a little bit as soon as I can find an appropriate 415 piece of Azerite gear. I do have some that I am trying to get as we continue to move on here with this boss here. I'm trying to get the helm out of Waycrest. That is a really good helm, in my opinion. It's got the Unerring Visions. I should say, when I say something's really good, it's really good for the build that I'm going for, whether it be a Haste Mastery piece of gear or it be the correct Azerite trait. So obviously there are multiple different ways you can build a Marksman Hunter right now, which is great. You can also build, you can go away from Unerring Visions. You can also run with the In the Rhythm / Focus Fire +1 of the Surging Shots. That is a really good build as well. I don't have the right gear for it, and I put a lot of effort into getting the gear I have now. And honestly, I'm probably just going to continue to run with Unerring Visions. Even if the other builds do eventually sim better, or they have more mobility, that sort of thing. I just don't have the time to go and get more gear on top of what I already have. And also, eye level in this video right now is, I believe, 387? Don't quote me on that. I'm sure I'll open it up here again here. I'm pretty sure we screw up this pull here too. We'll see. Yep. See, so they're gonna bag on me in the video, which is great because I was sitting there targeting one. They're like, okay, I'll interrupt this one. You interrupt this one, and I didn't get a chance to interrupt mine because they missed the interrupt on their first one. And of course, me being the hunter, it is my problem. It is my fault. So your guys are gonna hear them talking about that nonstop in the video, which is pretty great. I like running with these guys. We like to have a lot of fun. We try to get at least a plus 10 key every week. We've not timed a 10 yet this season, although we have got really close. I think we missed one. Our first one was Motherlode. I think we did maybe a Siege of Borealis, and we missed it by, 10 seconds. Like we were so close. We were right there. But I have enjoyed the reaping thus far. I know this reaping is not in this video, but I'm really excited to be able to start pushing some high keys and work on my Raider IO. I know currently my Raider IO score is only like 785. I'm pretty much almost caught up to where I was last season already, which shows that either I'm pushing more or I'm just getting, we're doing better with keys. I think it's a lot of people are getting better gear earlier in the tier. So as we're continuing to move through here, we're trying to make sure and not pull some of this stuff on the sides. As being a marksman hunter, it is nice because I can just stand way the heck back there. Because we do run, and I do apologize for not telling you guys our comp. We are running with JB on his Resto Druid. We have, let's see, what did they decide to do? They switched it up on us. So we have a Blood DK. We have a Havoc Demon Hunter, and then I think he said he's an Assassin Rogue. Don't quote me on that. I am not really big on my rogues. All I know is rogues equals ouchie. But I believe he's an Assassin Rogue. And of course me on my Marksman Hunter. So I just want to continue to just push down some of these the ads as quick as possible. Luckily this week there's nothing that really affects them too much, other than of course raging. So you kill the target that you're on. That's pretty much how that one works. That was weird. I was kind of clipping there a bit. I've noticed I can try to clip my attacks. I could do it with the Blood Elf model, and then on this one it's a little bit difficult, and sometimes I do that like kind of phase. So, but we've been doing well so far, I should say, in this one. I don't think we get a death until later, and of course it's me, because why wouldn't it be? And they're gonna point that out as well, that they loved that it was me that died.
Just this guy.
And the one nice thing too is that the guys we've been running with for approximately 8 weeks now. So we can kind of figure out what each person calls things, because of course in the heat of things you don't call things, oh, I'm a marksmanship hunter. You have your shorthand. Nice. But something I found that really works right here is if you're a hunter, to CC before you jump down to get the invisible guys, just because that line of sight issue, and I felt that it's helped our pulls overall. That way you don't. I actually think they break the CC though, if I'm being honest. But it just makes things easier, because otherwise you will probably face pull if you try to go up there and you don't have the invisibility talent. Which I've actually never thought. I haven't run that one since I did a very light amount of arena, I should say, in Legion, which I've not done a lot of arena outside of, I think, Cataclysm. I got up to like 1700, which really still isn't that high. So anyway, I got off topic there. So we're just continuing through here. The one nice thing is that we have some really nice cleave DPS, led by me so far right there. I do save cooldowns for certain packs. This is probably the hardest pack in the dungeon, so I make sure and have my cooldowns for that. So we lusted on Razan just to get it on cooldown and get him out of the way. So I don't remember if we decide to wait and delay this boss or not. But of course you can see there I was bad, and I got hit by the flame there. I was trying to get my aim shot off, and that does happen once in a while where I will prioritize getting that aim shot off or that ability off instead of dodging those. I'm bad, I know. Just goes to show you though, you don't have to be perfect to play the game. I know a lot of like streamers and stuff like that, you feel like you have to be perfect to be able to get things done, and that's definitely not the case. I'm living proof of that. I make mistakes all the time.
Everyone ready?
So we're getting ready to pull the second boss here, and I do pull out my pet because we will lust on it. Obviously, we have 2 minutes left in our sated debuff, but I just pull it out that way I don't have to worry about it in the fight. And I usually take the farthest of the totems because you want to make sure and kill the totems equally. They have to all die within an X amount of time. So then mine's almost dead, so then I will turn and help them with some of the other totems. And luckily for us, we have some really nice range, so we can get back to our totem here. And that you just saw me do something that I had a terrible time with doing, was that I used my... When they weren't in the 80-20 zone, I was using my double tap on aim shot instead of on my rapid fire, which is a mistake that I have been making, and I have definitely been pointed out to me in my videos, so if you are one of those people that did that, thank you. Trying to break some old habits here. And then also here on this boss, we try to stay together since we are the only 2 ranged. There's 3 melee, so we have to give them as much room as possible. And JB and I have got to be pretty good about knowing where each other's going to move. But we want to make sure, and we lusted as soon as it came off the sated cooldown. The sated debuff, I should say. We just got to continue to kite the boss around here to stay out of the icky crap on the ground. And then we'll just slowly strafe back, and I do tend to backpedal there just because I know I can get away with it. I know that might upset some people, and I apologize. But this is one of those fights where it's heavy movement, and being able to use your rapid fire effectively, like there for example, I should have rapid fired before I aim shot, because now look, I'm not using the rapid or the in the rhythm very well, where I could have got 2 of the aim shots out in that same time, in that same buff I would have got within the rhythm. So that's something that's on me as a player, that I have been prioritizing the wrong things. I've been still doing great damage, so don't get me wrong, you can still do great damage, but there's like the little intricacies that can really set you apart from people at your item level. So we got 2 bosses down, doing well so far. Decided to keep the pet out there, and I think this is where I die. We're gonna see here. I'm pretty sure I end up dying on this pull. I actually just got done telling them that they need to be they need to be interrupted because they will pick one person and just destroy them. So I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to move. See, almost full. If I had stepped up there, I would think I would have been fine. But you can hear them laughing at my expense. And they are so glad that it's me. Listen to them. Oh, they're just enjoying it far too much. But with these guys, with the casters, they just randomly, I think their name is Augurs, if I'm not mistaken. But they'll just pick somebody, and if they all decide to pick you, you're dead. I could have turtled there, and I should have. You could clearly see that they were getting ready to target me, but I figured, oh, I'll have a heal coming. Which again, that's on me. That death was definitely on me. I should have been in the Effervescence, especially since that did get buffed for Resto Druids. So shout out to JB for doing what he's supposed to do, but just the hunter being a hunter. That is one thing too that I need to work on myself. And by the way, like I'm always open to new things. If you guys want to tell me things that you've been seeing, things that have worked for you, things that haven't, because I'm constantly trying to get better as a player, and I mean, I love playing World of Warcraft, and I know that I'm not the best at it. And I always strive to do better. And I think having a YouTube channel and having like outreach that I've had has helped me. Has helped me figure out things that I haven't done as well as a player, and things that I can get better on. Which I do want to thank you guys for, because I've been enjoying every minute of it, and I can't wait to continue to make content for you guys. And by the way, if you guys haven't got to this far in the video, thank you for watching. And I'm also getting very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could help me out in any way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, definitely consider doing that. I don't know what I'm gonna do for 1,000 subs yet, but I'll have to think of something cool. So you just saw there one of the beauties that you can bring to the table when you're playing a hunter, specifically marksman, obviously, is misdirect. I can't stress that enough. I've been in a lot of pugs where I've had the tank go, "Thank you for misdirecting," and I'm like, doesn't everybody? Apparently not. Apparently not. So especially for druids, for example, I know that Glitchy in our raid group, I will misdirect on pull every time now. I've just got to the point where I'll do it because it saves a lot of headaches. Especially when I was running the steady aim build. What was it, back in Old Year? That thing, I would crit so crazy at the very, very beginning, and then I would just rip aggro right off of him. And then that would cause so many issues. Like, for example, on Mother, I got to the point where they're like, stop precasting because I can't do anything about it. Because they would taunt, and it would just rip it right off of them. So we do have our second death to the flames. So second death of the run. But if you look at the timer there, we are doing very, very well. Still got just under 14 minutes left. I think we get to the final boss with like 6 minutes left. Obviously, we're not going to 2-chest, but we're just trying to get to our first 10, which, like I said, we do. Definitely don't want to get hit by that. And I just cleave off him. I pick something. I have the highest single target DPS in the group, although I'm getting my butt kicked right now. So basically, whatever I decide to fight is going to die. But I will say, though, our group is you can tell they're getting more geared, as I just about died there, to the point where there was a big discrepancy in our DPS, where I still think I might have the lowest item level of our group now. I think because we've been grinding out the Mythic Pluses, and honestly, Mythic Plus is the best way to get gear so far, especially this tier. Old Year was pretty good. There was a lot of pieces that I could use off of Old Year that were statted correctly, for example. But as I go ahead and pull the group with a misdirect for them. But this raid, not so much. Honestly, there's a few Azerite pieces. Obviously, a weapon would be really nice because weapons don't drop for me in Mythic Plus. You can attest to that with my guild and other people that I've talked to. I'm a little bitter about it, I won't lie. And I'm dead again. Yeah! Got the wombo combo there. But there's not a ton of stuff like trinkets. I don't like any of the trinkets in raid, for example. I still think there's several trinkets that are just out of Mythic Plus that are really, really nice, and they're much easier to get your hands on them, especially if you're just looking for a 385 version of something. Doing a Mythic Plus 5 is not hard at all. I mean, you should be able to chest a Mythic Plus 5 all day, every day, unless it's Shrine of the Storm. Ugh.
To be fair, I didn't even hit
So that's free 385 plus gear. There's at this point, that first week of Mythic Plus, we just grinded them out as a guild, and we did really well. And everybody filled holes that they had in their gear slots, and we did well. So we are pulling the third boss here, and I want to make sure I always call out which one I am going to. That way we don't have what just happened there where two people run to the same one. And I do keep my distance on this one just because I can pick out the farthest pool, since they are all melee except for the healer. I want to make sure and get the farthest one so they don't have to move as much. And of course I have to use that beautiful, beautiful range that marksmen have, right?
I'm gonna take my left. I'm
gonna take the one that's right behind the one that Dave's gonna get.
So on this one, just continue to do the fight as normal. And it's actually very refreshing on this fight, where I had not seen this done correctly in basically the entire expansion thus far, where normally she gains 10% health every time she does a transmutation. Like, one person won't get the blood pool, etc. I didn't realize how much of a joke this fight is if everybody's on the ball and immediately gets to that blood pool.
I'm gonna use slowed.
So I want to make sure and not get hit by the globule there.
Sorry. No, that's okay.
Yeah, see, they both ran to the same one, and unfortunately that does happen. It's easy for me because I can just be like, hey, I'm standing next to this one, thank you. But if you're melee, obviously you can't do that. But as for forces, we're very close on forces. I believe we're at 91% there.
I'll pull him in a second.
So we do have a little bit more to pull. I know that we didn't pull... Let's see, I'm trying to remember. We didn't pull some of the birds. There should be a Sarok pack that we haven't... The little guys we hadn't done anything about. Ooh, she healed quite a bit there. That's no fun. But like I said, this group is all about having fun and just enjoying the game, and we are enjoying the heck out of this game. Mythic Plus has really brought a love back for the game for me. Not that I obviously don't enjoy the game, which I do tremendously. I mean, I'm still playing it even though when a lot of people are leaving BFA for whatever reason. Or for, I should say, for their reason or another type thing. But I wish I could do... honestly, I like Mythic Plus better than I do Raid right now. The Raid seems really easy, although my guild is having a little bit of issues with various things. Like we're having an issue with on this fight now. I like how I was talking it all up and we're all struggling all of a sudden. But just continue to take down the priestess here, and she'll be down here in just 1 second. As we head on out here to get to the final boss. We've got some trash to get to on the way, though.
Yep, thank you.
And on this, I'm always extra careful. I'm actually too careful sometimes, where I get to the point where don't get burned, where I'll take too long getting through there. And in a time situation, probably not ideal.
Oh,
So we want to make sure and pull these guys here. As I said, we are a little bit below on forces.
we're gonna need that whole group, I think.
But we've got some good DPS here, and I had saved cooldowns, or I should say just cooldowns are up in general.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to have.
We'll go over here on this side. But this dungeon isn't very forgiving time-wise, so if you wipe a couple times, especially on that trash before the second boss, or on the second boss, you kind of have a trouble timing it, unless you're just have that much high of DPS. But I thought we goofed off, we screwed up a fight, and yet we still made it with plenty of time, with 6 minutes left, which is pretty nice. I'd say the average item level of our group is probably 385. No, I'd say a little more than that. 388, 390, somewhere in there. So not crazy geared. The gear that drops is actually should mostly be upgrades, which is obviously nice.
Oh, yeah.
So we can finally get to the final boss here now that we did have enough forces. Which, if we were trying to really time this, we should have had somebody over here starting this role play a little bit, because she knows she has to bring that down to unlock King's Rest, which I couldn't believe I didn't figure out that that's what she's guarding. Duh. Make sure and you get hit by that Tyler, because I'm not doing very well, I guess. I got hit by a spider. I died twice. This is just uncommon for me. So I'm going to get ready here and let's make some agility potions, because why not? Right in the middle of Mythic Plus. Because like I said, we weren't going to 2 chests, so why rush it?
Let's do it.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, and see, this is one of those things here where I just made a mistake, to where I should have, first off, we should have done like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, to where I would have pre-casted my abilities. That's something that in Mythic Plus especially, where everybody's like go, 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 I need to do a better job to put myself in a position where I'm going to do good DPS and to not waste some of my cooldowns, because that's definitely wasting a cooldown when I started out with True Shot. That's something that I have to work on. So what I should have done was start out with the aim shot, even though it wasn't, quote, pre-casted. I should have just used it anyway, then go into the rapid fire, then use my racial, then go into the True Shot, and then from there go aim shot, proc, rapid fire, aim shot, proc, aim shot, proc, and then rapid fire should be up. I need to do a better job of using rapid fire. That is something that, like I said, had been said in my comments, and I completely agree, and I'm definitely working on it. I just got to make sure and get out of those old habits. So this is Tyrannical, so she does have a lot of health, but we are doing well as a group so far. Right neck and neck with the rogue Murdoch there. Whee! The one cool thing about this fight is that you can go over the spiders to an extent. with your disengage. You have to be careful though, and I just got to the point where I've never got. I got hit by it there. That doesn't normally happen, trust me. But where I can go over like the sides of them and it doesn't actually do anything. Where I know sometimes like Nerfo, for example, our Demon Hunter in our guild, he'll jump over them and they'll proc. They'll like drop their little pool. So I don't know what the thing I'm doing that helps me. But I've got to the point where I feel confident enough to do it, like, oh, I'm in a bad spot, whoop, time to leave type thing. And this is definitely a fight where using post haste is really nice. So I'll use that extra little speed boost to kind of maneuver myself, particularly when we're having a melee heavy comp. You want to make sure and give them as much room as possible near the boss. So I try to do my best to stay as far away as possible, but yet still in the range of the healer. But I thought this was a pretty good dungeon run overall. I don't end up getting any loot, unfortunately. Sad panda, I know. But that's kind of normal for me. Like right there, for example, I should have used my rapid fire before I used my aim shot, but I didn't. And I also let them stack to 2. So like I said, I'm still doing great DPS, but I'm still a work in progress. So like I said, please let me know if you think, oh, maybe you should try this, you should try it this way. Or if you're somebody who looks to my guides for help, which, by the way, I do appreciate you guys watching those. That's one of the main reasons I've really enjoyed doing stuff on YouTube for you guys. But I'm never too proud to admit that I made a mistake or I could be doing things better, and I will constantly try to make new stuff for you guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. Definitely consider subscribing to the channel. Like, I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers. Didn't get anything there, like I said, but we did manage to get to our first +10 of the expansion. Like I said, this is 2 weeks old, the video, though. So I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, until my next live stream or video, I'll see you guys later.